Hi everyone, welcome back to Islam Unboxed. Today I will be talking about Jerusalem. Yes, for the third time. But the second time I was talking about Jerusalem, it was in Indonesian, just over a week ago. And the first time, it was 6 months ago. But now I feel I have to talk about it again after what happened in between Israelis and the Palestinians. Last 6 months ago, I made a video about Jerusalem, who it belongs to, but I only gave two verses. And I saw online there's a Muslim guy said, as usual, oh, you have to see the context, yada yada yada, so tiring. So I decided to give the context, which is more than two verses. And but before that, I will go through several verses from the Bible, so we know for those who are Christians, hopefully we know why we have to stand with the right side. First, we will take a look Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 34 to 38. When the Lord heard what you said, he was angry and solemnly swore, no one from this evil generation shall see the good land I swore to give your ancestors, except Caleb, son of Jephunneh. He will see it, and I will give him and his descendants the land he set his feet on, because he followed the Lord wholeheartedly. Because of you, the Lord became angry with me also, and said, you shall not enter it either, but your assistant, Joshua, son of Nun, will enter it. Encourage him, because he will lead Israel to inherit it. Sorry. So that's from the Old Testament. But we will read one more verse, another verse from the Old Testament. Joshua chapter 5, verse 6. The Israelites had moved about in the wilderness 40 years until all the men who were of military age when they left Egypt had died, since they had not obeyed the Lord. For the Lord had sworn to them that they would see the land that he had solemnly promised their ancestors to give us, a land flowing with honey and milk. Now, that's what in the Old Testament. So let us see what does Surah or Quran says about this. Surah Al-Maidah, verse 20 to 26. I put on several translations, also to point out how translators keep doing this. Every time they can, they will mislead people on purpose. Let us read. As usual, I will use Yusuf Ali first, and Abdul Halim or Shahi International. Shahi International is not good either, but it's easier English. So now, Surah 5, verse 20. Yusuf Ali. Remember, Moses said to his people, O my people, call in remembrance the favor of Allah unto you, when he produced prophets among you, made you kings, and gave you what he had not given to any other among the peoples. Wow. Now, we can read next. O my people, enter the holy land, which Allah hath assigned unto you, and turn not back ignominiously, for then will you be overthrown to your own ruin. So Allah told them to enter the Holy Land. Which Holy Land is this? Makkah? Nope. Medina? Nope. Now, Islam has three Holy Lands. The third one is Jerusalem. So it has to be Jerusalem, right? It is a no-brainer actually. Verse 22. They said, O Moses, in this land are a people of exceeding strength. Never shall we enter it until they leave it. If they live, then we shall enter it. Verse 23. Among Allah fearing men were two on whom Allah has bestowed His grace. They said, assault them at the proper gate. When once you are in, victory will be yours. But on Allah, put your trust if you have faith. Now, this say, Allah fearing men were two people. As usual, Quran telling stuff in details without telling the names. So that is Caleb and Joshua. But I don't think Muhammad remembered their names. Muhammad just saying two men. Yeah. Continue with verse 24. They said, O Moses, while they remain there, never shall we able to enter it to the end of time. Go thou with thy Lord and fight ye two, while we sit here. So there's Israelis refusing to enter the land because they're so scared. Verse 25. He said, now Moses talking, he said, O my Lord, I have power only over myself and my brother. So separate us from this rebellious people. Who are these rebellious people? People who refuse to enter Jerusalem. The Jewish people who refused to enter Jerusalem were called rebellious in Quran. We will read the last verse. Verse 26. Allah said, therefore will the land be out of their reach for 40 years. In destruction will they wander through the land, but sorrow thou not over this rebellious people. So Allah also called them rebellious people. Who are these rebellious people again? The Jews, the Israelites, who refused to enter Jerusalem that was promised by Allah to their ancestors. And then they're punished for 40 years wandering the desert, and then they can enter it. Now, I will read one more time without stopping. Yusuf Ali. Remember, Moses said to his people, O my people, call in remembrance the favor of Allah unto you when he produced prophets among you, made you kings, and gave you what he had not given to any other among peoples. O my people, enter the Holy Land which Allah hath assigned unto you, and turn not back ignominiously, for then will you be overthrown to your own ruin. They said, O Moses, in this land are a people of exceeding strength. Never shall we enter it until they leave it. If they live, then shall we enter. Among Allah-fearing men were two on whom Allah has bestowed His grace. They said, assault them at the gate. When once you are in, victory will be yours. But on Allah put your trust if you have faith. They said, O Moses, while they remain there, never shall we be able to enter to the end of time. Go thou with thy Lord, and fight you too, while we sit here. He said, O my Lord, I have power only over myself and my brother. So separate us from these rebellious people. Allah said, therefore will the land be out of their reach for 40 years. In destruction will they wander through the land, but soar thou not over these rebellious people. You see how Allah called people who are refusing to enter Jerusalem rebellious. So now, let's say, Allah did not give this land to the Chinese, to the Indians, to Indonesians, to the Germans, to Canadians, no, to Israelites. Now, throughout history, year 650, we know Caliph Umar took over Jerusalem 18 years after the death of Muhammad. He took over Jerusalem, and he did what ISIS did. Give them 4 choices: convert to Islam, pay jizya. Jizya is a tax, protection tax if you're non-Muslim, or leave the land, or we kill you. You have 4 choices basically. And again, with crusade, the Christian took over Jerusalem in maybe year 1000 something, 99 or something like that. That was also bad. The Christians also did bad things there. And when Ottoman Empire became strong in 14th or 15th century, they came again and took over Jerusalem. So Jerusalem is like, has always been a fight. You know, people fight over Jerusalem all the time. The Romans burned down Jerusalem, right? Kicked them out in year 70. And Caliph Umar also did the same thing. And the Crusades did not help the Jews. Ottoman Empire also make it worse. So that's why the Jews during the Holocaust, after the Holocaust, it was bad. But the good thing about Holocaust is the existence of the Jews was brought up. Wait a minute, this because they don't have land. They're in France, Germany, Morocco, Tunisia, all over the place. So just put them back into their land. That's what the British did. And over the time, before the Holocaust, of course, these Palestinians, they see empty land, they just walk into it. They see empty land with some old house, they walk into it. And they just stay there for hundreds and hundreds of years, many, many generations. Of course, it is hard to kick them out. But now, this problem is depending on how much Muslims believe in Allah. If you believe in Allah, leave the land for the owner. If Allah did not give the land to you, do not go into it. Like, if there's some land Allah gave to the Chinese, should the Indian take it? No. If vice versa, if Allah give some land to the Indians, doesn't matter if the Indians live there or they don't live there, they leave it empty, the Chinese should not enter it. Period. Unless if you don't believe in Allah, take the land. Go ahead. There are two things Muslims can do here. For us, the Christians, we know we did bad things before. We learn from history. But for Muslims, you have two choices. If you love Allah, you have to be pro Israel. If you want to be on the Palestinian side, then you must forget Allah. Allah will not let you enter Jannah, for sure, right? That's the common sense. This is what you believe. If you're Muslim, you follow what Allah said, you will enter Jannah. But if you don't follow what Allah said, then you will not enter Jannah. Will you? So two choices. Pro-Palestine is against Allah. Pro-Israel is with Allah. The choices are yours to choose. Pick one. You cannot have both. Now, I will show you the land of the Philistines. Like I said, well, first of all, I have to confirm it where I stand. War, no matter who's the winner, it is bad. Both are losing. Doesn't matter. So, in my opinion, again, this I'm not an expert this time. I'm not, but in my opinion, West Bank has to be under Israeli, the whole West Bank, including Jerusalem, Jericho, Bethlehem, Hebron. Those lands belongs to Israel. Right now, this belongs to the Palestine. Even some of the part of Jerusalem, right? Because of Al-Aqsa. They want Al-Aqsa. They want Jerusalem. Now, if we see the old maps, history, 1800 years, in 1700, year 1700, year 1500, year 1000, there's no such thing as West Bank. It is a man-made area built for the Jews from Israel who were pushed over. Their land should be in just Gaza. But now Gaza here is under Hamas, and this is under Fatah, because they were split. In my opinion, West Bank and Jerusalem have to be under Israel fully. Those Palestinians should move, should get out from there. To where? To Gaza. But, however, Gaza has to be larger than Gaza today. So some areas where Israel live in around Gaza has to be emptied. What are those? I will enlarge a little bit. All right. You see this? Ashdod, Ashkelon, Ekron, and Gath. Those four cities should be belonging together with Gaza. Right now, they were only up to here. This is the today. And down here is Egypt. Now, they should have more. If they can do this, there will be two states, the state of Palestine and the Jewish state. Both are independent, both of them. Each of them independent, and they can do whatever they want. Well, as long as it's peaceful, of course. Jerusalem and West Bank will be under Israel. Israel will gain some, but will lose some. How Israel also will lose some of the waterfront here. It is a little hard to lose the waterfront, but I think it is necessary for peace. So that's all from me. Something to think about. God bless you all. And for those who are pro-Palestine, God bless you. And for those who are pro-Israel, God bless you. Have a nice life.